guys, happy Saturday. Setting up my space here. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit of it. Ooh, I could do the tabletop view. I'm gonna wait for some people to hop on and then also try to bring you a little closer. Maybe like that today. We can move it, but these are kind of small, so, and they're white, so it's hard to see them. Hello, Novella, Vonda, hello. Hi, guys. I don't usually mess too much with the angle that you're at, but I want you to be able to see what I'm working on a bit. And I'll just start by saying real quick, if you're new, I'm glad you're here. The live streams that we do here on Paper Terrace are more of a hangout. So a lot of times it's face-to-face while I'm crafting or doing something in my craft room. And I realize you can't always really see what I'm working on. You can zoom in a bit, but I'm sure that it's not too good. So if you ever want to see something that I'm working on at a nicer tabletop view, I'll do a pre-filmed video. You can request that. I already have one recorded of these similar tags, so that will already be coming out. But if you ever see something I'm working on a live stream and you're curious if I have a better video, then just let me know. But this is kind of just for us to hang out. And I'm working on finishing up the last thing that I need to send out the other half of my Patreon packs, journal packs. So we're making something like this, although I don't like this one a lot. So I don't like the black ticket stamp I have there. It's just too much. So something like this, I want it to look a little bit neater and clean. Yeah, I don't love that. So we're gonna start from scratch here, but I hope you guys are doing well on this lovely Saturday. I think I have all my supplies. I'm basically working with some map paper scraps. What else? Some stencils. I have kind of a travel stamp set. And then some ink and basic supplies. Hello, Michelle, hi. Leah, hello. Bex, Kim, Marissa, Emma. Hi, guys. Ooh, okay, real quick before we go, can we do something fun? I got some new plants. I had to get some new soil, so of course I'm gonna go to my favorite plant shop to do that. And listen, I was gonna get like 2 plants. This plant shop's very, I would say, affordable. But when I saw that they had one of my wish list plants, and if you don't, you probably know what that is just from the name of it, but I'm a plant person and I have a bunch of wish list plants that I'm like, oh, I'll probably never get this one, but I want it. They had one, they had a baby of it, and it was only $10 or $15, I can't remember. But I was like, I'm getting it. Okay, don't know how well the camera will do it justice. It's called Aglaonema Pictum Tricolor, and it looks like camo print. How cool is that? I really hope oh my gosh, it is doing justice, I think. It has a new leaf coming in. It is a baby, but I typically buy all my plants as little starts anyways. I think it's fun to grow them out. I'm gonna put this back in my cabinet here, but I'm so excited for that. I hope it will get big. I've heard that they can be kind of hard to grow. And then I just got a couple more that are very basic plants. And I got these from a shop called The Other Side Nursery in Gresham. This is Pilea microphylla variegata. And it's just a cute one for a terrarium. It has teeny tiny, I love little flower or little leaves. This one will be harder to see, but it has, yeah, it's variegated with white and pink, and it's a little bushy thing. So I'm gonna put this in one of my terrariums. They don't like to dry out. I needed one more little succulent. This is like a $5 succulent for one of my succulent planters. Maddie, hello. But this one, I guess it goes dormant in the summer, so it's just gonna look like this all closed up, I guess, and then the winter it opens up. So it might not, if you guys know anything about this one, it's called Granovia dodrantalis. If you know anything about it, let me know. Would it be okay to pair with my other succulents? It might be better on its own, I'm guessing. This is a replacement plant. I had one of these, and when our power went out for like a day or two in the winter, this one died. This is, again, a very basic. This is a begonia maculata silver spot, and they're really cool. They come in with like red leaves. There's a baby right here. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's kind of like the angel wings begonia. I don't know. And then last but not least, my best friend had this one, and I used to have one, but same thing. I think it died when our power went out. And tricolor. And so, yeah, my best friend had this one, and I've been eyeing it every time I go over there, and I'm like, I have to get a replacement. These, for me, these have always been a little hard because it doesn't like to dry out. So I think I'm gonna put this in a self-watering pot, but it's so pretty. This would do good in a terrarium as well, so I might cut off a cutting and put it in there. Anyways, okay guys, thanks for letting me show you my plants. I'm gonna pot those up today. I have a very busy work day, but that's gonna give me a little bit of joy and excitement. Okay, let me see who's here, and then I'm gonna get to working on these tags. I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. Okay, so I need to make 85 of these tags. Thank you, Bex. I feel like I'm terrible at pronouncing as well. And sometimes I know like the popular name, but for plants such as this one, some of those names have been cut it out. They're not appropriate names anymore. So I think it's better if you know the actual scientific name, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I have just some of these baggage claim tags here to finish off the higher tier journal packs. And I think I'm going to start off with some of this collage paper from Tim Holtz. So I'm just gonna, it doesn't tear very well. I wish it did, but I also like that it's like kind of durable, I suppose. Like you can add a bunch of mediums over it and it's not going to deteriorate. Okay, so like you can tear it, but I don't know how to explain it. It's very like jagged, which might work good for some projects anyways, but okay, so I'm just, sounds loud out there. My kids are home right now. I'm just gonna, okay, it's tearing better than it normally does. I'm just gonna put a small piece of this on each tag and then I'll go back and glue it. Sandra, hello. I hope your Saturday is going lovely. I woke up at like 5:30 a.m. today. I was planning to sleep in a little bit more than that, but I was like, well, when I woke up, it was raining a ton and it honestly was pretty relaxing. So I'm like, yeah, if I dare fall back asleep right now, I will be so tired. And I went to bed pretty early, so it's not like, I mean, I got some hours of sleep, but I knew I'd feel like crap if I let myself fall asleep. So I got up, and the nice thing is I got to enjoy coffee in the quiet. And then I kind of just had a slow morning, but also got some things done. So not too bad. Been hanging out with Arlo, Miss Arlo, mostly. Okay, so now I'm gonna just use my, well, actually, hey, if you guys have both these glues, Tombow Mono Aqua and the PVA glue, I forgot what this is called, PVA something. Which one do you like when you are like decoupaging? Because now that I think of it, the PVA might actually be good because it's so sticky. I'm gonna try. Oh, I hear our little neighbor girl outside, so Arlo's probably gonna want to go play soon. Yeah, this one does dry quick, so it might be best for projects like this. Okay, I do like that. Yeah, I'm going to show you a bit of a difference. I know you can't exactly see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to hold these up in a minute because I think you can even see a difference just from this little collage bit that I'm doing. Well, of course it's not gonna, okay, normally with the Tombow, the clear one, it will kind of make my page curl just a little bit, and it might add a little bit of wrinkling, but with the PVA glue, it's almost like extremely flat. But the PVA glue dries almost immediately, and the Tombow, you have some wiggle room. So it's kind of, it just depends on what works best for your, so you can't really see, but this was the PVA and this is the Tombow. So I do feel like the Tombow, there's a bit of gloss. It does dry down, more of a matte, but I think the PVA actually is the best bet for this project. But I'm curious. Okay, Maddie, you like the PVA, and I know you've been using it for a bit. Carolyn, PVA. So I think it's just more of a habit where I have been using both of them. Whoops. But I kind of go back and forth, I guess. I'm going to stick to the PVA. I got to go out to dinner last night with my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister, and it was really nice. We haven't got to do something like that with just us in a while because my sister has kids too. So normally we would have our kids, but it was just our immediate fam, and yeah, it was super nice. And we ate at a place that we used to eat at all the time, Roadhouse Grill, if any of you are familiar. It's like a steakhouse, I guess, kind of place, but it was actually super good. And I'm thinking about it right now because I'm hungry. I had a slow morning and got ready, and then I was like, okay, time to work, but then I forgot to add in eating, so we'll do that after this. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue all these down. I think I'm just going to work actually on this bottom row so that I can actually complete these with you guys all the way. I don't have the most time today. So we have the collage paper. For the next layer, I could either do stenciling, but I think I'm going to add some map paper, and I'm gonna go through my scraps. I have this different scrap paper that was like a different, I don't know, but it's very vintage and I love the colors, so I'm gonna start by using that. And I think I'm just gonna do some little strips of it, and I want it to be a slightly different size than the collage paper was, but I don't want it to take up the whole tag. So I'm just gonna lay it down here. Just where I want it, and then I'll come back and glue it down in a sec. We could do a smaller one here, I guess. Do that. But I do like how the map paper kind of ties it all in with everything that I'm making for these journal packs. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of, this is the part where I think my glue bottle maybe just isn't the best. The glue, I don't know, like sometimes it's good that it comes out as fast as it does, but like other times right now I'm like, oh, I don't want too much on this paper. It can come out rather quick. But I want it to be all the way glued down so that like the edges don't get lifted up. If you're a Patreon member, I have all of the tiers through the Rose tier, all packaged, ready to go. So my goal today is to finish the last 3 tiers, not my journal tier. That will get started tomorrow or Monday. And then hopefully those will be done by the end of the week or sooner. We'll see. Sometimes I surprise myself. Okay, let me just glue this last one on and then I'll decide what to do next. These are gonna be kind of like grungy layered tags. As you can see, I'm like using, you know, torn scraps versus like nice, simple. That kind of makes me want to try, I don't know, yesterday, I'm trying to get this glue off my fingers. That's the other thing I don't like about this one, is it balls up on your fingers. Okay, real quick, I was going to say, if you guys saw my video yesterday, I did a flip through of a journal that was made for me, and it was from my lovely friend over at the Magnolia Seed, and her style is really clean cut, and so I was thinking that these tags could be nice in her style where I have like actual pretty straight strips. Okay, so now I gotta try one. We'll just do it. It's not my style, it's hers, but I get inspired by it because it looks so fun. It's not gonna be perfect, but because this collage paper is kind of hard to cut straight. So we'll do one in a style that's not our own. Man, I gotta clean those scissors today or something. I think they got too much glue, which, duh. I'm sitting here just using them like a wild woman. Ah, my glue's going everywhere. Okay, let's see. I'm not exactly sure. If I were her, how would I do this in still kind of a collaged fashion? We'll do a straight little one there, and then we'll take a scrap and, oh, that was loud. Everything all right? Probably. I feel like she would be screaming if she wasn't okay. Then I'm gonna put a nicely cut strip of the map paper next to it. I almost feel like these need a little bit of, and I'll catch up on comments just in case you've been chatting with me. Okay, where did my scrap paper go? 1 second here. There it is. I feel like these need a little piece of like the scrap papers that I've been using. Oh, well. Maybe. So we'll go like this. This isn't really coming out how I had in mind. I'm getting ahead of myself here, so sometimes I just gotta follow my brain though. Okay, I'll hold this up in a sec because I'm not quite done, but see, it's like straighter, kind of neater pieces, but still kind of that masterboard look to it. I don't know. It's not exactly what I'm going for, but now on the rest of these, I'm gonna put a torn piece of scrapbook paper that's kind of a neutral. I've been using this type of scrapbook paper in the little travel folios that I was working on. Let's see, so I'll just kind of layer this over the top and look like that. What's the weather like for you guys today? It's kind of rainy and gloomy here, and I just want the sunshine. Okay, last one. Then I think after this I will do a stamp. Yeah, maybe. Okay, they're definitely not complete yet, but I still need to add. This is more the collage-y kind of what I would go for, and then this is more of a clean cut. And I'm sorry, it is actually kind of dark, but okay. So I want to add the postage stamp sticker to these to finish it off, but before I do that, I think I'm going to take this little travel stamp set. It's kind of grungy, scripty. Grab my acrylic block. Is that you, Arlo? Yeah. Hi, girl.
I'm hungry.
Oh, me too. We will get some food in just a few here. I'm finishing.
Oh, that's a lot of plans.
Yep, I'm finishing a video. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this scripty stamp just at the top. And I think what I did not like about this one was I stamped the word ticket in black and it was just too much. And actually it's too, I don't like that at all. So far I'm liking these a bit better. Okay. I have been using a little bit of pink in this for these projects that I'm working on. So I might even take my pink ink around the edges of the tag because I feel like you wouldn't really expect pink. Whoa. All right, just so you know, I'm on a live video, girly.
I know.
Yeah, when I'm done, I'll get us something.
I gotta go watch your live.
Okay. Okay. There's that. And I feel like maybe I need one more. Yeah, I think so. Kind of overlapping each other. Man, someone is doing something out there. Maybe like this. I kind of like to stamp over the papers because I feel like it kind of ties everything in. I don't know though. I don't know if that's true. Something like that. And then I'm gonna add postage stamp sticker, and then I'll see if I want to add ink around the edges. I was thinking of stenciling, but I think that's what made the other one maybe look a little too like messy. So then I will, if I can get the backing off, figure out where to put this on each one. And my thought for these tags is that if you want, you can still use them as a journaling place. You could journal a little bit on the back, or you can line this with coffee dyed paper. You could use it just as a decoration piece in your journal. Or I actually think that adding a small photo to the front of these would be really cute. I got the travel theme idea because I traveled this month for like 48 hours and we went to Disneyland. So I think for my own journal, I'm going to print out a small photo of Arlo and I on the airplane, and I will put it on here. And it's smaller than the tag, so it's like you already have a background. It's a really quick way to have a like fully decorated page in your journal when you have something like this all kind of made up for you. Same idea as if you make master boards and then cut them up and use them in that way. I think Arlo is in the comments. The Plant Terrace, she's saying hello. And Lori, hello. I didn't see you there for a minute. And if you were saying hi to me when I was working, well, hello. Okay, last sticker. I think these are done, but I'm gonna get your feedback here. I think adding any more is gonna give it that messier look. When these are all said and done, and in case you just hopped on, I was trying two different styles where one is a little bit more my style, kind of grungy, but not really, more just messy. And then one a little bit more clean cut. But when I'm looking at them finished now, there's not that much difference. I guess maybe it's just in the process. On the right hand side, this was more of that clean cut look. Maybe you can't really get a clean cut look with this type of style. I don't know. And then in the left hand was a bit more like messy. So honestly, they're both fine with me. They look very similar, honestly. But I think I'm going to say these are finished. The other option that I was considering was just adding a little bit of ink around the edges, and I suppose I could do that to see. Bye, have a good day, and thank you. Thanks for hopping on. Thank you, Maddie. Like I said, I wanted to do something that would be a little unexpected, maybe, and use a little bit of pink ink because everything that I have been using in these journal packs, they have a little bit of pink. So, and even like the map pages. So I'm just going to try it real quick. Ooh, okay. Because I was thinking that maybe it would soften it up a little bit. And I think I'm actually liking this already. So feel free to give me your true, honest feedback. In the end, I'll do what I like. But I do take your feedback pretty dang serious. Okay, I like this because they are so white. I think the pink does soften them up. And on camera, sometimes you can't see the details, but this is the one with the pink around the edges. And it's pretty light. So it's the Kitsch Flamingo ink. I like it. I think it brings out the pink in the tags. I have to make 100 more of these, so uh-oh. I don't know if Arlo, I saw a comment was removed, so. Cloudy for you, Julie. And hi, Julie, I didn't see you earlier. Looks like a lot of us have rainy and cloudy weather. And Julie, just following mashed up a ham radio operation. Just and Marita, let me read. Each type of glue depends on what I use it for. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I try to have just one glue because I hate having so many, but I'm finding that it can really benefit you to have at least a couple if you do different types of crafting. Well, I think the rest of the day will be me finishing all of these tags, finishing up packing the rest of my Patreon packs. I would be real happy if tomorrow I'm working on journals for the month. My Patreon for this month is sold out. I have 25 journal members. That means I have 25 journals to make. And actually I'm making 30. I'm going to put a few on my website. But they're little golden book journals, if you didn't know. And so I have a lot of the stuff prepped, so I'm not just really starting from scratch. I have a lot of the journals covers already prepped and the book's gutted, but it's still going to be a big project. What else? So yeah, I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your day. I'm just going to be here in the craft room. Call me if you need. There's this last one here. I'm excited to get these out to my Patreon members. P.S. A real quick little tidbit. If you are someone who is trying to get a spot this month or anytime when my spots are sold out, if you ever notice it's sold out and then like a day later it's not, that's because once I always make a few extra. I like to keep a few extra on hand in case, just anything. But when I'm finally done packaging up every single Patreon pack, I do my final count, and when I know how many extra I have per tier, which is usually just maybe 0 to 2, then I'll go back in and just make sure I didn't miss any new members, and then I will add a spot or two in those tiers. And I do post about it in Patreon, even to the free members. So like if you're someone that wants a spot, it's a good idea to follow me as a free member because that's where I'm going to post first, that they're, I want those spots to first go to people waiting. So in fact, I already had one person message me saying they were trying to get a spot this month, and I said, you probably will, but I have to do my final count first just to make sure that current members are first. So, hi Arlo. I love that she's out there chatting with me. Okay, guys, I think it's time for my second cup of coffee. I hope you have such a lovely day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, she kept that bathroom